For over 1,000 years, one city stood unconquered. Armies came and failed. Walls were tested, but never broken. This was Constantinople, the last great stronghold of the Roman world. But in 1453, a 21-year-old ruler was about to achieve the impossible. This was not just a siege. This was the end of an empire. The Byzantine Empire was once one of the most powerful civilizations in history. For centuries, it stood as the continuation of the Roman Empire, a center of trade, culture, and wealth. But time had not been kind. Wars, internal conflicts, economic decline had slowly weakened it. Territories were lost, power faded, and by the 15th century almost nothing remained. Only one city stood, Constantinople, strong but isolated, and beyond its walls a new power was rising, the Ottoman Empire. At its head stood a young and determined sultan, Mehmed II. He was young, but he was driven by a single vision: to capture Constantinople and leave his mark on history. In the spring of 1453, the Ottoman army arrived. Tens of thousands of soldiers surrounded the city. But this siege was different, because this time, technology would decide the outcome. Massive cannons were brought forward, weapons unlike anything the world had seen before, designed for one purpose: to destroy the legendary walls. Each blast shook the ground, shattered stone, and cracked defenses that had stood for centuries. Inside the city, fear began to spread, but the Byzantines refused to surrender. They repaired the walls, they fought back, and they held their ground. For now. One of Constantinople's greatest defenses was the massive chain across the Golden Horn. It blocked the Ottoman fleet. No ships could enter, or so it seemed. But Mehmed II was not fighting a conventional war. He made a bold and unexpected decision. During the night, Ottoman soldiers began an extraordinary operation. Ships were pulled out of the water, placed on greased wooden tracks, and dragged across hills, silently, carefully, relentlessly. By morning, the impossible had happened. The Ottoman fleet was inside the Golden Horn, behind the chain. This moment changed everything. As days passed, the walls weakened further. Each cannon strike brought them closer to collapse. The defenders were exhausted, supplies were running low, hope was fading. Then came the final day, May 29th, 1453. Before dawn, the last assault began. Cannons thundered, soldiers advanced. Wave after wave, crashing against the defenses, fighting raged across the walls. For hours, until finally, a breach was made. Ottoman forces broke through, the defenses collapsed, and the city was taken. Constantinople had fallen. The Byzantine Empire ceased to exist. But this was more than the fall of a city. Historians would later mark this moment as the end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of a new era. Trade routes shifted, power structures changed, and the world entered a new chapter. A city that stood for 1,000 years fell in just 53 days. But its fall reshaped history forever. In 1453, the world changed, and history was rewritten.